Welcome to Project Pack 29, Day 4. My name is Rick.
Hi, I'm Maria.
And we're going to take our correct tools this time, which is
old Ricky.
and add some more wonderfulness to this already beautiful, beautiful creation here. And just take a moment for gratitude for bringing our attention to this opportunity to make something beautiful and have a great time doing it. Now, I am going to, in the spirit of tangle to tangle, figure out a way to connect the ravel that Molly did right there to a rookus. Now, to do a rookus, and we're going to fill, or I'm going to fill up this whole end with a rookus.
It needs a lot of space.
Yeah. It loves a lot of space, and I'm putting down these fairly large orbs as these connecting points for the Arucus. And you might decide to do this as we're doing it live, or you may decide to watch it and then do it. But I'm going to take that lovely little tethered aura inspiration from the ravel and connect them to the aura, to the, the foundation shape for this Arucus. Because normally, coming out of Arucus would be this straight line.
Sort of like a tinker toy.
It looks just like those. I remember. I've
those?
forgotten all about those.
I never worked with them, but I'm sure you did.
I had a box of those.
My brothers did.
Now, in regular Arucus, there's normally it starts out with one central circle from which all of these arms radiate. But we're having fun filling this whole area. And you may notice the theme that we're working on here is keeping the aura widths similar. So all the way throughout, I'm not obsessing about it, but just having that sense of rhythm, spatial rhythm, is like a familiar texture throughout the whole piece. And once I have enough of these, which, is a very subjective, what is enough, of these arms going out, we're going to go back to those original circle shapes and aura that in the same way that we auraed, sort of with a similar gap throughout. And thank you for being patient with all the movement of the tile as we navigate all the gear on this table. And it's sort of fun to find all the areas that need auraing.
So Arucus involves a lot of auraing.
Yes.
It's pretty much now.
Yeah.
All auraing.
And you might ask, well, where did the name Arucus come from? And
Ricky, where did the name Arucus come from?
Molly created this tangle, and when she was on the phone with our good friend Peter from Sakura, and those conversations tended to extend greatly in time, and she had a bunch of time there, and she was, okay, check this out. See, now I'm coming to that where they cross, and I'm going to continue the auraing, but just let it drop behind.
That's an awesome piece right there. Awesome the way that just pierces it.
And we don't usually end up crossing like that in a rookus, but it's sort of a reminiscent of the tangle X, where we do that a lot. So anyways, Molly is on the phone, and she's just working this new idea, going back and forth, and with this tangle. And she came up and decided, well, what am I going to call it? Well, I was on the phone with Sakura all that time. I'll name it Sakura, but I'll just spell it backwards. So a rookus is Sakura backwards.
We have way too much fun.
We
here.
do.
Yeah.
And part of the idea in naming our tangles, with the exception of pokeroot, I guess, maybe some others, but is to name it with something that has nothing to do with, like, well, what's an arucus look like? We try to avoid naming it for something that if you didn't draw it like the something it was, people would question you.
So arucus involves, drawing these orbs and drawing these lines that radiate from the orbs, and we will go back and forth, auraing all the orbs, and then auraing all the straight lines.
Right. So
just
it's
to be clear,
all the arms, then back and do all the centers, then all the arms, then all the centers. And that effect has, again, that really nice weaving result at the center. And it's very reminiscent, again, of the betweed that we put up there inside the waybop. So now I've finished all of the arms that time, almost. I think I missed that one there. But you're not going to notice it when we're done. So see,
right.
I missed doing that other set of ones around that arm. And just keep going. It all works out.
This is a tangle for you straight line people.
Yes.
That's why we give them to Rick, because he's the king of straight lines. And because if I did this, there would be no straight lines in the tangle at all.
Well, I just love the back and forth rhythm and the system of it, and watching the neat patterns that come out of it, because as that combination of straight and curved lines intersect, you can see that sort of like cool stair-step weaving pattern, and it's pretty neat. And you can tell which way, because it sort of comes off of it as at an angle, or almost at a right angle.
So Rick's going to fill up this entire space with these beautiful radiating lines that if you were to try to analyze this would be very difficult to figure it out, I think.
Well, and this is another great example of the difference of drawing Zentangle or tangling versus drawing.
Right.
Because if you were to, like, take this finished piece and go to somebody and say, okay, draw that, a finished arucus, it would be like, oh, where do I start? But you can create that using the formula of arucus without even knowing what it's going to look like.
Right.
And I think that's part of the charm of Zentangle art.
Also, I always liken Zentangle to magic tricks. Because that's what they are. They really are magic tricks. And if anyone was to watch you do this, they'd say, "Oh, I never thought it would turn out like this."
Yeah. So you as the artist get to be surprised and delighted as as it unfolds. And I think that's a really special thing. And as you get to those last little, little bits, you can decide, okay, how am I going to do this? You've got all the...
Oh, you're doing it on Molly's Tangle.
Yeah, just bringing it right up to that. And so we're tangle to tangle, and there's some nice hand-holding between the ravel and the arucus there. Totally interweaved in.
That's so beautiful. Look at that.
Now,
it's very Escher-like.
Yeah. So let's do some shading. And one of the things that first struck me was that the arucus is going under the ravel. So we'll put some a pretty good amount of graphite right up against the ravel to emphasize that over and under. Give it a little separation. Really push that ravel up and to the forefront there. And again, I'm holding the pencil at a low angle and putting the point right up into the, where I want to know where the graphite's going. And just pull that out with the tortillon.
So that brings it really to the forefront, right?
Right.
Just so nicely.
So
almost
now,
like it's like ballooning above it.
So that even texture of the arucus is playing a supportive, background role now.
Mm-hmm. Which not everybody can be the movie, the star of the show.
Right.
There has to be backgrounds.
And now I'm playing just a little bit, emphasizing the how we pulled out a couple of those ravels into it. And you may find different ways to shade the arucus.
Look at the one you're doing right now. It just disappeared under the arucus.
Yeah.
How fun is that? Wow.
And what I enjoy doing is just taking the graphite and in the canyons or the valleys where those come together, is lay down some graphite and then spread it around, and it just reinforces that sense of shape and texture and the natural shading where they would be overlapping each other. Really good. And this is fun too. It's like it could be anything. It's like looking down on one of those rush chairs,
mm-hmm.
That are woven, which is similar to another tangle we have.
Hurry.
That we call Hurry.
Instead of Rush.
Right.
That was a good one, right?
Yeah. But this is a great texture tangle, which I never really thought of it as a texture tangle in that way. Nice. You can always find a little bit more places to touch things up, and you've got some graphite left on your tortillon. Pretty cool.
Nicely done, Ricky.
Well, thank you for hanging out and following along, and hope you had a really good time. And we've got day 5 coming up, and can't wait to share that with you and see what you guys all do.
See you later.
Bye now.
Bye.